Hey everybody, it's Jim Fong with the Jim Fong Group at Urban Nest Realty in Las Vegas. And today we're going to cover how to buy a house in 2021. First of all, if you like real estate videos, you like market updates, or you just want to get a glimpse of life in Las Vegas, please like and subscribe this channel and then hit the notification icon so you will be notified when new videos like this are released. Here is what you need to know if you plan on buying a house in 2021. First of all, I will just give you a quick update about the market. The market is super hot. It is a seller's market. There is all-time lows in inventory. There's an all-time low in the interest rate right now and an all-time high in demand as well too. So it's a perfect storm for the tight market that we're seeing right now. That's why it is particularly challenging for buyers to purchase homes in 2021. Okay, first thing what you should do if you want to buy a house in 2021 is find an experienced real estate agent to work with, all right? There's a lot of real estate agents, but not all of them are the same. You definitely want to work with somebody that is knowledgeable and experienced in the industry. Just because in a tight market like this, industry connections, relationships, and professionalism could be the difference in getting your offer accepted over a competing buyer. So it's very important to work with a very capable, competent, experienced real estate agent, like me perhaps. Okay, the next thing you should definitely do is be pre-approved for a mortgage, all right? I don't mean just being pre-qualified. There is a difference between those, and if you're wondering what those are, is being pre-qualified is basically they just ran your credit and checked your score, and it's based on all the information you just gave them on the application, all right? So it's more preliminary, all right? You have a good enough credit score, but that's all they've gone into. Being pre-approved is going the next step further. That is if you've submitted all your financial documents, you've verified your employment, they've checked your pay stub so they know your income, they've checked your W-2s, tax returns, all those things, bank statements. They've done pretty much all the underwriting so you know that you're fully solid. The reason why this is important is because if a seller is reviewing multiple offers and they see one person is just pre-qualified and another person is fully approved, I think the fully approved buyer is much stronger in that situation. So you definitely want to be pre-approved at this point if you're looking to buy something this year. One other thing is if you're a cash buyer, then definitely have your proof of funds ready. And when I say proof of funds, just a bank statement showing that you have the funds to cover the sale price, more or less. In really hot markets or really hot situations, well, in real estate that is, having proof of funds is very necessary if you're a cash buyer. There are some markets that the agents won't even let you look at the house unless you've sent them a pre-approval letter or proof of funds. So do have your finances in place already and ready to go. And just be very prepared there if you want to be successful in buying a home in 2021. All right, the next recommendation for being successful in buying a house in 2021 is just be fast. You have to be very quick and prompt to respond because the average days on market in Las Vegas right now is just around 1 week. Okay, so homes are basically selling in 1 week here. Sometimes faster, because that is an average. So sometimes faster. So if you know what you're looking for and a house that meets your criteria hits the market, you want to go look at that house as soon as possible. You must see it as soon as possible because it's not going to last long, all right? If you are, say, out of state, have your real estate agent go preview the home for you, maybe do a FaceTime or video chat, Zoom or something, just so you can kind of see the property first. But you do have to act quickly. Some people say, well, why don't I just make an offer without seeing it? You can do that, but right now we're in a tight enough market right now that there are a lot of listing agents and sellers that will not even consider offers if the buyer has not actually seen it themselves personally. So definitely just want to be very quick to go see all the new listings that are hitting the market right now. Finally, let's talk about making offers in 2021. The best word I can use to describe the offers that we're making these days is aggressive. You must be very aggressive. Right now, pretty much everyone is paying full list price or even more than list price right now. So the whole trying to negotiate, start low and negotiate, it's not happening that often just because every listing is getting multiple offers right now. So sellers don't have to go back and forth right now. They're basically asking all buyers to send them their highest and best offers, and then they're just kind of picking the best one out of the bunch usually. So be very aggressive with your offers. Like I said, we're seeing list price or over mostly. Furthermore, in this market, you're seeing people even asking buyers to waive contingencies, like inspection contingencies. They still let still the buyer's right to make an offer on a property and have it inspected. But it's not very likely that the seller's willing to do very many repairs, if any, in this market. And then another contingency that sellers are asking buyers to waive right now are appraisal contingencies as well too. So that basically means whatever the appraisal comes in at, the seller wants to know that they'll get the agreed sale price. All right. So right now, as people are bidding higher and higher over list price, the sellers want to make sure that they do actually get that price. For example, if something's $500,000 and you offer $550 on it, they want to know you're good for that extra $50 if it appraises lower than the agreed sale price. It's really important right now. It's a little risky right now. It's kind of a risky thing to waive a contingency like that. But if you believe in the market and you think it's going to go up, or you just really like that house, and you're willing to pay a little extra for it, that's something that you're probably going to have to do in this market, especially on a very competitive listing out there. Furthermore, going along with aggressive offers, things that sellers were traditionally paying for, like a home warranty, they're not really doing that anymore too. So, a lot of times if you want to buy a house in 2021, there's a good chance that the seller might not buy your home warranty for you. But the good news is it's not very expensive, and if you really want one, you can always buy one yourself. Again, we mentioned before, you can offer to purchase the property as is, possibly. You can, as long as you get an inspection and you understand what the condition of the home is, maybe you buy it, with the seller not having to make any repairs. That is attractive for our sellers because sellers just don't want to be hassled right now with making repairs and things like that. All right. When also making an offer, I would not expect the seller to pay too much credits towards your closing costs, like in traditional markets. Right now, it's just a big seller's market, and buyers looking for closing costs are pretty much not getting them. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just highly unlikely. If you're up against 10 other offers and you're asking for closing costs and none of them are, well, there's a good chance that they're probably going to go with somebody that does not want closing costs from the seller. And finally, one thing that has come up a lot more this year is sellers requesting rent backs, lease backs, or just stay in the house after closing for like 30 or 60 days so they can find another place to buy. This is a very common ask by sellers right now. Some are paying fair market rent, some are basing it on what the buyer's new payment will be, and some sellers are just straight up asking to stay in the house for free for up to 60 days a lot of times too. So be prepared for a counter like that. Could be one of those things where if you're buying a house that's owner occupied still, you probably even ask the agent to ask the seller's agent to see if the seller needs a little extra time. That way you can make your offer a little nicer for the seller by offering them to stay in the property a little after closing so they can find a place and move into that way. The rent back and the lease back, definitely something to consider when buying an owner-occupied property. So if you're familiar with all these tips already, well, you're already steps ahead of the competition in buying a house. But I just want you to know, even though it's a tight market and there's not a lot of inventory, it is very possible to find your dream home or just any type of house that you want to buy this year. You just have to go in prepared, understanding the market and understanding some of these terms that we went over as far as being financially approved and strong and things like that. And then just knowing that the terms in your offer are probably going to be very favorable for the seller for you to win out against the other buyers right now. Well, that's this video. Hey, I'd like to hear where you're trying to buy a house at, or if you have any tips or experiences that you went through, please share them with me. I'd love to chat with you about it. Please hit the like, share, or subscribe button and click the notification icon so you know when new videos are released. This is Jim Fong with the Jim Fong Group at Urban Nest Realty in Las Vegas. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. So can you give me an idea of how many offers you have? I mean, is there any, do we have a chance at getting this? I mean, what are you saying? Like, what are our chances? Like 1 in 1,000? 1 in 1,000,000? So you're telling me there's a chance, huh? All right, thanks. Hey, I'm Jim.